All right.
All right. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. You are being entertained for the next 30 to 45 minutes by the Voices of Pain. We are moms with a message, and today I have with me my co host, the beautiful Lisa and Cindy.
Good
And we
afternoon.
Yes, and we have the privilege and the opportunity to come to you, whether it's you're down the street, out of town, or even out of the country. We thank you for taking this time to be with us on today. We want to let you know that this is a podcast that is founded underneath the ACE Healing Project, none other than the beautiful Miss Rose Smith has graciously offered us this space to. Yes, we got to give a round of applause to Miss Rose for giving us this opportunity to lift our voices and bring some awareness to some subjects and topics and just reality that we're living through. So today, ladies, our conversation is going to start with.
I think she was doing.
Um, so today our topic is what not to say to grieving parents.
So, Lisa, that is probably the most cliche segue conversation that you'll ever have with anyone. What not to say? I mean, I think it's a bold statement, and I'm so glad that we're bringing this up. So, Sydney, when you think about what not to say to a griever, we've had some time to sit with this, and we have a list. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the appropriate time for you to take your paper and pen out and begin to jot down what not to say to a grieving heart. If you are not a family that has ever had to live through the sudden death or the sudden taking of a loved one, this is a serious conversation, even though we're making a little light of the topic. But it's truly going to be helpful in the next encounter that you have with someone that is literally bleeding inward and outward from the pain that they're suffering through from the trauma of losing a loved one.
But also we're going to tell you what to do.
Yes, I love that part.
So
Don't
what
just
to do.
leave them.
We're
Give
just
them
not going to
something.
say don't do this because some of you do want to know what to say to us. So we have examples, and I want to quote from my mom: "If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And if you have to think, is this going to offend them? If you got to think about it, don't say it because you don't know what mind state they're in right now. And we, all three of us, I know, hope you never have to experience what we experienced.
It's okay not to say anything.
It's okay. You sometimes just be there.
Absolutely. I find that the most powerful thing in the world is just presence. And so before we go into our conversation, we'd like to introduce to some and invite others to find out who we are, what we're doing, and the names of our children. And so before we go into our already planned conversation, I'm going to turn to my left and ask Sydney to introduce herself, tell us a little bit about her daughter, and then I'm going to go right to Lisa, and I'll be the last voice before we start our actual conversation and topic for today.
All right. I'm Cindy. My daughter was Alexandria Nicole. She was murdered March 14, 2020, at the ripe age of 20. She was a beautiful soul. She lived more life in 20 years than I did in 41. And since her passing, I have had to a new journey in life, and that's what I'm walking now. Speaking to others who are in my shoes, letting them know that other people are there, and trying to help our community so we don't have as many mamas like us.
Thank you for sharing out today, Cindy. We really appreciate that. Lisa?
I'm Lisa. My son's name is Andre Scott Jr. He was murdered December 9th, 2021. He was 24 years old. My son had the biggest smile. He could light up a room. So I try to think about the positive things with my son now. Today, I want to let you all know it was a hard day. I had to fight parole to block the parole for my son. This is the second time I've had to do that. His murderer was caught and is in prison. So that was the experience. But my son's birthday is Saturday too. So I asked the parole board, let my son have a birthday gift from you all. Let this murderer stay in jail for his birthday, please. That's what I ask of them.
Wow. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. And we are absolutely holding space for you on today, this weekend, while you're in the waiting process of hearing what parole decides. So this is our real, raw reality, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of this podcast is not going to be, formatted as a topic, a subject. We're having real life issues as we are building out what this conversation looks like, what the day looks like. Even in the moment, something can be said or done that just pricks pure, pain that will, cause an organic emotion to release. And so my name is Elgina Smith. I am the mother of Anthony Jerome Smith Jr. I am the senior in this room when it comes to grief, living in absence of your child. My son has been gone now for 10 years. And I want to say it does not get better. It gets more in routine. You're in routine to remember that this is going to be another day like yesterday and the day before that one and the day before that one. And you can scale all the way back to day one, or you can allow yourself to move forward. And with that knowledge of the reality, I'm living in absence of my son, I decided to do this thing called life, not bitter. And I want to bring, some positivity. So I set my attitude on gratitude. And that's what I wanted to just share out today. This journey is what you make it. If you decide to do grief alone, you're going to be lonely, and it's going to be painful, and it's going to hurt even worse than what it already is with community and others that share similarity in situations that all of us know oh so well is to live since 2020 or 2021 or 2015 without their child. And I'm going to give Lisa the mic now, and this is kind of we pitch ideas around what would we want, or what would we have wanted someone to had said to us to give us encouragement or support when we were on our day one, our first week. And so this is one of those topics where we was like, this has to be said out loud, and the podcast is perfect. So Lisa, what not to say to a griever?
There's a lot, but I listed 3 important ones to me.
Okay, let's go.
So please don't say, if there's anything I can do, just call me. And I know I've received that. Exactly.
Absolutely.
I
Terrible.
got that. So I want to tell you why. Most of us as mothers, we don't like asking for anything. We are make it happen. So this time in our need, we're not going to call you. Asking for help can be very difficult for anyone, even more challenging for those who are grieving. So if we're already the type of person who doesn't ask for help, we're not going to call you. And it might also feel like you're just saying that because you're obligated to, because that's the tradition to say, if you need me, just call me. But are you really going to answer that phone if I do call you? But that's another topic for another podcast. But I will say some things to do. Just cook dinner for them and bring it over. I know when my son was murdered, I had problems eating. Like, I remember one week I ate a cracker. That was it. I lost a lot of weight due to grief. So when you bring it over there, ask them, hey, girl, does this taste good? Did I make this good enough for you? Taste it for me. So then at least you'll know they ate something, even if it's a little bite, but you know the meal's there.
Good idea.
Another if you're really good friends, call once a week and make it consistent. Make sure you call every Monday at 3:00. The grieving person will feel like this is more genuine than, the whole saying, just call me, but you're calling and you're checking on me. And it's out of love and concern. I have another don't say now.
Love it.
Well, before you go on that, can I add a little bit to the when people say, "Call me and let me know what I can do," if you was to just get some friends together and be like, "Hey, on Wednesday you take dinner, on Thursday you take dinner," and don't do it the first week because nobody eats. You wait that month and a half when everybody else is gone and they don't
Yes.
have anybody else to help them.
That's to be
That's when they
consistent.
need a dinner. I'm 5 years in and I would love for somebody to bring me a dinner and I don't have to cook for my family. And I'm still it's 5 years.
Gina, wouldn't you love for somebody just to come and say, "Go sit down, let me vacuum your floor"?
Oh, my God.
Right.
Just little things. Just do it.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest. I went and saw my daughter's house the other day, picking up my grandbabies. But she was in the process of moving, but then found out she didn't have to move. So everything was still in boxes even after a week later. And I just sat there and I was mad at myself because I wasn't there for my child when all I needed to do was take an hour or two to go clean up her house with her because I know how hard it is. And she's dealing with losing her best friend, her everything, and having to raise 2 kids on her own as a single mom. And I was so mad at myself. I called my mama on the phone and I was like, we need to make a plan this week to go help my daughter. And so that's what we've done. But yeah, you can't ask us. You just got to make that plan.
Yes.
So this is a very important don't say to me. It's been a while since they died. Isn't it time to stop grieving? Stop crying? That's an extra womp.
Yeah. I wake up every morning and blow kisses to a wall full of pictures. There's not going to be a day that I don't remember my child that I had for 20 years.
So, as you heard Cindy, the answer is no. Grieving has no expiration date, no matter how long. Grief will change over time, like Elgina has told us. And she's different from I'm at 3 years, 8 months. Cindy's at 5 years. Elgina can remember those days and how she's changed, but it never goes away completely.
It never goes away.
And when you say this, it makes the grieving person feel like you don't care and are very insensitive statement to make. And you're very insensitive to say that to them.
I absolutely agree. What I want to, bring forward is not only a grieving parent, but also someone that has taken, courses. I wanted to educate myself on what grief looks like. And before my son was taken, I had experienced death, but this death is what you call the one that broke, the straw that broke the camel's
That
back.
shattered me.
Shattered us because we've all experienced some form of loss or some form of, an instant, something coming to a close of something, whether it be in a job, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be in, an older family member that, you expect, oh, okay, they were 70, 80, 90 years old. They're sick. Their body has torn out. But when it comes to an 18-year-old, a 24-year-old, a 20-year-old, we are not prepared mentally, physically, financially, even, to know that we have not saw the totality of their life. So what I want to bring forward is these are just normal conversations that people have with us. And I don't believe that people are being just nasty on purpose, but an inexperienced heart that does not have compassion that way because they've never lost in this manner has to us poor manners. We look at them like, I know you just didn't say what you said when you said it. And you got a straight face.
When my brother said it to me, I about lost my shit.
Yeah.
Because he was my brother. You're not supposed to say that to me.
So
Wow.
I do have some positive news
Okay.
because we don't need to
The
argue
negative.
with people because that's triggering. Give people grieving all the time they need and don't put any expectations on them. At
Yeah.
all. loving them through the grief, no matter how long it is. I'm going to grieve my son the rest of my life.
Yeah.
The rest of my life. It's going to be differently daily, yearly,
Yes.
monthly. Mm-hmm. But that will help me along the path to healing and much more smoothly than your impatience. You are not important in this conversation.
I want to ask a question, and this is a real raw, relevant one. How many of your original friends do you still have after the death of your child? Like your ride or dies? Are your relationships still intact, the same exact way?
No.
Or are they different?
I only had 2 friends, and I still only have 2 friends. I just grew of them all a family.
That's awesome. They roll with you. They there for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, my village helped me raise my baby. They're grieving just like me.
That is
It's beautiful.
awesome.
On my end, I lost my so-called friends, but from meeting everybody at the first ACE retreat, which is coming up in October too, the first one I met more sisters. Like, you're my friends for life now. So I've lost some associates I knew, but the friendship I've gained now is more of a sister.
More, and it's even more important than any
more
relationship
important
that I
because
did leave.
you don't know exactly how I feel because you're never in somebody's body, but
No.
you've experienced the same life experience as me.
Similar. I know for sure that I'm not the friend that they desire anymore because I'm not that girl anymore. And so a lot of who I was able to give. I don't have the capacity anymore. I'm not surface surfing anymore. If it doesn't have a deep rooted, grounded purpose, I don't render my time anymore to things that are not going to leave legacy or build unity or help the community. I'm just not open for all the fluff. I still like to go shopping, but I do it in a way now that I am stuff rich. I don't need any more stuff. So when I go out now, even for a new pair of pants, it has to have purpose. I buy more things now that have blue and orange, because it's sentimental to me. When you are a parent of a murdered child, you look for things that it makes sense. Orange is like my
Orange is our
new
color.
go-to color now.
I would have never wore orange before
I know,
because of my red hair.
ever. I have orange hair. Where did this come
Okay.
from? It's just so different what you do differently now. And I don't have to explain my orange hair to you all. I don't have to explain why I got 10 pairs of orange shoes or you all
orange
know.
bracelets, orange earrings, orange ribbons.
I love that. And just the unspoken unity that we now have between other grieving hearts. I think I'm more comfortable here. I do feel like I stick out like a sore thumb when I'm around my other girlfriends that have kids that are markers to my kid, and my child's no longer here. All of my girlfriends that have 29-year-olds, they're grown and they're getting married and they're having babies, and I'm just looking. And so I know that's a trigger for me. And so by default, I kind of pull back.
Absolutely. I've done that as well. I mean, I'm going through it even more now that my youngest daughter's 20, and
My son just called me and said, "Mom, what is this? Make this make sense?" I'm like, "What's wrong, baby?" He was like, "My older brother's 24, but I'm 25."
yeah.
He was like, "Is this survivor's guilt?" And I'm like, "Yes, baby." We had a long conversation. Like, I talked my son through a lot of things. Like,
I don't allow Lanaya to age AJ at 18. We've pulled him forward. He is now 29 years old. For every calendar year that goes by, I give him a birthday. We buy a cake. And I do all of the things. It's just an absence of him. So I don't know if I'm crazy or I have to make it make sense.
That's how you make it make sense.
I have to make
To
it.
me,
Yeah.
I'm celebrating being a mother on his birthday,
Yes.
but he's 24 forever.
Yes.
And that doesn't make sense to me. 28 years of motherhood.
Woo! That part. And that's the difference with all of us, how we have to process, right? Lisa just made a good thing. She's like, to me, he's 24 forever because that's when everything has come to a completion. And me, I'm like, I cannot imagine life being a completion. You know what I mean? So I gotta pull him forward. And you're right. His death certificate honestly says 18.
My
But-
son lived 8,888 days.
Whew.
Just think, that's not that many days when you break it down.
It's not. I was 18-year-old mom, and he died at 18. Crazy. 36-year-old woman burying her firstborn child.
And I had him at 24.
Oh my goodness. In and out of 24 years.
I was 21 when I had Allie. She was my second baby. But I mean,
But Allie was how old when
she was 20.
20.
almost.
Yeah.
Exactly. All of us almost
almost
lost.
exactly.
Wow. Almost each one
She
of
would.
us.
I mean, if she had just went a couple more months, it would have been
21. In and out of 21 years.
Yeah.
In and out of 24 years. In and out of 18 years.
Yeah.
That is something.
Technically, I do the math on things. 24 years, 3 months, and 23 days old years he lived on this earth.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
And then when I broke it down, it's 8,888 days.
The eights means stuff
The
to me.
yes, the eights are special.
21 years old, 1 month and 3 days, and she lived 20 years, 3 months and 27 days.
So let's jump back in and don't.
Another don't.
Yeah, another don't.
I have one more. And sometimes I do say this, but I think with my grieving sisters that we understand when we say it. I say, a don't is, you are so strong.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And a why? Why don't say that? You may intend it as a compliment. This puts pressure on the grieving person to make them feel like they can't be vulnerable because you expect them to keep being strong. The grieving person may interpret your statement as a prohibition on showing any emotion. This comment takes away from their option to express genuine emotions. So
Totally agree.
my
Okay.
do, and the opposite of that is let the griever know that it's okay to cry. It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
As we all say, but we're not going to sit in that one moment. We're going to move forward. Be ready to support them if they choose you. Be ready to support them. They say,
Can I stop you right there?
sure.
Let's talk about our pain is not for everybody. And if you catch us having a good day, if you catch us in a good mood and you want to bring up a subject, which is our child, that is going to make us sad or depressed, you may not be the person that we want to go through the motions with. And everybody gets that choice. If I don't feel like expressing or talking or, just having a debrief with you, please know that out of all of the things that we can talk about, that one may be off limits. Like, I'm still going to be cordial and I'm still going to be as friendly as I possibly can, but you may not be the person that I actually want to be that vulnerable and open, because once you open us up, and if you don't have the right words to say, and if you're not the right person to help me to see it in a different way that's going to make me feel better, you're going to depress me. And so I can't let everybody come into this safe circle that I've created for myself and tear my walls down and ask all these questions just so that they can have answers or some information so they can go take it back to somebody else. And then I'm left feeling all these things.
That's one
I
of my
prepare
last
myself.
statements. Remember, this situation isn't about you. It's about the grieving person.
Absolutely.
Sometimes just sit there and let them talk, let them cry. Don't say anything. But they're happy. We're happy you're there. We're happy you're letting us vent it out and scream it out and yell. Just don't say anything sometimes.
Especially if you don't have the right things to say. What were you about to say,
Go
Cindy?
ahead.
Oh, I was just in my head going over some of the other do nots.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's hear 'em.
All right. they're in a better place.
Oh my
There
goodness.
is no better place than being here with me. And we know that the heavens is a lovely place. And we all want to get there one day. But I was supposed to go before my child.
To me, that's something you say, like to my grandmother who fought cancer 6 times and 6 times got her. She's in a better place right now.
That's right.
Because she's not sick. My
Yeah.
son's not in a better place because he got murdered.
Let's just pause for 1 second. We had perfectly healthy children that had brand new limbs almost. Because if you have a 20-year-old house, that house is still in good condition. It's in most cases still fairly a brand new house. So all of the organs, all of the limbs, all of the things that made them up to be human was in perfect working condition. And so that does not wrap around our hearts and make us feel any compassion about what you just said, because there's no logical reason or why our children should have died, life taken from them. They were not sick. They did not get in a car accident. Somebody took and deliberately used blunt force and took their life. So don't say that to somebody that they're in the back.
Because
Not at all.
It doesn't.
my son had seizures. When you don't want to think about it as a mother, but when you think about it, I'm like, oh, he might have a seizure one day. I might get that phone call. No, I wasn't expecting my healthy son, who was on medication to control everything, 6'2", 220-pound young man, to be murdered. All of a sudden, he's dead.
Yeah.
No.
My biggest fear for AJ was him eating something that he was allergic to. He was allergic to everything. So if I was to ever think,
So you expected
yeah,
that
I almost
phone
killed
call.
him with peanut butter. So, my thing is he done slipped and ate something and didn't have an EpiPen. But other than that, come on. AJ murdered.
Okay. Everything happens for a reason. That's another one you don't say to murdered mamas. Even a mama who lost a child in any way.
There was
Because
no
there was
meriting.
no reason for that.
No. Everything is work outable. Even if someone, because I preach this to my family now. Don't make a permanent decision in a temporary situation.
Absolutely.
And I know that the world is hurting, and I know a lot of people are experiencing mental health breakdowns and crashing out and what all the other things that young people are saying. But it is so easy for you to just walk away. Leave the situation. I'm not saying that, a good old fist fight ain't something that people still cannot, partake in. If you physically have to release, please first think about walking away, because everybody loses. Your family loses you if you're caught and arrested. We lose our family member. Your friends lose you. Your siblings lose you. There's no winners in any side of this.
Both sides is messed up. And the other one that really kind of irritates me is, well, you can have more children, or don't you have other children? That's
my
not going
God.
to replace the child that I carried for 9 months, that I raised for 20 years, that I watched grow into a beautiful, beautiful, bright young lady.
And every child is different. I don't care if they have the same mom and dad. You can't make me another AJ. I don't care how many more times that I was able to conceive and get pregnant. It would have never been the same child. It would have been number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but it would have never been my number 1. He was my firstborn child.
Same as Dre. Dre was my firstborn son, and that's why I celebrate on his birthday, the day of me becoming a mother. So I count the years I'm growing as a mother.
Absolutely.
So, things that you, like, if you're going to say any of those, just don't say anything. Your presence would be better than those words, right? But if you're wanting to say something and you feel like you need to say something, you can always acknowledge the loss. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. I couldn't imagine.
I don't even like that word. I couldn't imagine. Don't imagine.
Yeah.
Because
don't want you to
manifesting is a real thing. So if you get to imagining, you're manifesting. And so just for safety and sake of, I would not want anyone, you know how they say, I wouldn't even wish this on my worst enemy. I don't care who you are. Don't wish this on yourself. Don't even
I don't
begin
wish
to
this
think it.
on the person's mama who murdered my child.
Absolutely.
I sit
This
in
ain't
court
what
and
you
she's
want.
nasty as can be to all of us and looking at us, giving us nasty looks. And in my heart, I'm just thinking, thank God that you don't feel like I do.
You are such a beautiful heart. All of us have different outcomes.
Yeah.
Lisa's going through parole right now. You're facing
I'm still in trial
procedure, and
pre-trial
I've never
proceedings.
even been offered any explanation outside of them coming to my house the initial first day. So it looks different for all of us.
I don't know how much we would have gotten had I not figured it out, but that's another podcast episode.
We will have to go to that at some point. But for the gist of this conversation and the timing of today, we wanted to make the best out of this conversation. There are several other aspects that we want to bring forward. We make sure that we give homage to angel dates, and so Lisa had spoke earlier about the weekend being Dre's
28th. He would have been 28th.
okay, the 28th
Saturday,
Saturday
8/16.
8/16.
It's Dre's birthday.
So we want to make sure that we pause for that. And then, is there any updates on the numbers? No.
No.
We had a lot of activity going on in the
Yes.
city this weekend.
We
A
did.
lot of shootings and homicides. And if you are a resident of Louisville, Kentucky, we have this cliche where people know a lot about a lot of things, but when it's time for answers to be brought forward, there's some dumb rule that we ain't seen nothing.
It's hush hush.
It's hush hush, and it's I'm not no snitch. Well, it's all fine and dandy until it's your family member and you are begging for somebody to just please, if you know something, say something. And as a parent of a deceased child, I wish beyond anything that we could dispel that, and people are sick and tired, and we really mean what we say, not one more. Because if people keep on getting away with taking people's lives, then this number grows and grows and grows. And what we're trying to fight hard against is another family having to sit on this couch and have this time that we could be doing something totally different with our lives, expressing through tears and frustration what it feels like to live in absence of your loved one. We ask, if you see something, you can be anonymous. You do not have to give your name. You don't have to say anything other than the facts that you know something. And I pray for protection and strength, and just for you to do the right thing. Do Dre.
Do right
right every day.
Honor my son.
Yeah. Call the police. Be the one that, brings it forward. You're only as safe as what you allow to happen in your atmosphere. If you know that activity is happening every day around you, it's only a matter of time before it happens to you. And so, with that being said, what is the next part of our conversation before we get out of here? Because we have another project that we're going to do this afternoon. And so if you're in the Louisville local area, this is not probably going to be a live broadcast, but every other Monday we meet in person at the Ace Healing Project, and we get to express, release, and relate to one another that are parents of murdered children, young adults, family members. There's co-survivors, and then there's survivors. If you have been impacted by gun violence, we will make room for you. You do not have to do grief alone. Ms. Rose Smith has dedicated space, time, and energy from the loss of her son, Ace, Corey Ace Crow. He died on the side of 2336 Standard Avenue And not only did she stand out on that corner every month for a year, she purchased the building so that we can go in and we can have a seat and we can all sit in solidarity and say our children's name and know that they're never absent. They may be physically gone, but we hold them present in our heart every day.
So, as always, let's have our moment of silence that we
Yes.
normally have for all of our loved ones. So, everybody, wherever you're at, if you're able to, please just pause for a moment and pray, meditate, send good energy, whatever you do.
Thank you for pausing. Thank you for spending this precious, sacred time with us. As we begin to end out this session, we would like to make sure that you all know that we are going to have the fourth annual healing retreat in Tennessee. And if you are interested, August, this is the last month to get on board to join those that will be retreating in Tennessee. You can contact the ACE Healing Project for more information. You can ask to speak to Miss Rose Smith or Elisha Toomer, and they will be more than happy to get you that information. Those retreats are not the somber, sad, they're uplifting, they're encouraging and inspiring. They bring healing to you, and you're able to, just look at life in another way. So as we end our podcast, we always want to end with something encouraging, and I'm going to pass the baton over to Cindy, and she's going to tell you her inspirational message for this week, and then I'll go, and then the last voice you'll hear is going to be none other than Dre's mom, Miss Lisa.
The one that I live by is I love everyone and I don't forget myself. I laugh because it's healing and contagious. Other people will become, feel a little better and live, not just for survive.
That's so good. Mine is I live on purpose for purpose. Each and every day I'm creating a love legacy that will never leave. Anthony Jerome Smith Jr. was not just a name on a birth certificate. It will be a name that is remembered because he sacrificed his life so that I could live on purpose for purpose every day.
Well, I want to thank you, everybody, for listening today. I'm Lisa. I'm Dre's mom. And I just ask everybody to do right every day. Dre, have a Dre day.
Have a Dre day. So thank you guys once again for listening to us here on our beautiful sister circle couch. We are mothers of murdered children. We are voices of pain, but most importantly, we are mothers with a mission, and that is to spread a message of hope, healing, and heart. It's all coming from a place that we really hold deep. We want you to know that you can heal and you can heal well. You may never be who you was, but you do not have to be who death wants you to be, and that is bitter. So we ask that you take what you heard, share it out, write it out, even if you have to sit with yourself and cry it out. Connect with us. We are here for you. Peace. Have a great day on purpose. You deserve it.
See you in 2 weeks.
2
weeks.
weeks.
Where's the producer? Cut.
Okay. Stop. Pause.